All right, this is SSL Family Dad with Simple Sustainable Living, and today we're fixing our 2010 Chevy Suburban. So if you have found this video, you are probably having a throttle body issue with a Chevy truck. We have a 2010 Chevy Suburban here, and what ends up happening is we're driving down the road, we get a Stabilitrak disabled or something similar to that message, and then it says engine power reduced, and basically you can only go, 30-40 miles an hour no matter how hard you press on the accelerator to get the vehicle back to your home. It doesn't seem to happen all the time, but it seems to happen when the weather is cold especially. We just can't trust the vehicle anymore. After doing a lot of research and taking it to the dealership, actually, we found that the throttle body was the issue. Actually, the throttle position sensor on the throttle body most likely is the cause. If your vehicle has less than 120,000 miles on it, this might be covered by a factory recall on this issue. So check with your dealership to see if that is the case. Our vehicle was just a couple hundred miles over the 120,000 mile cutoff, and so they won't cover it for us. So when I took it to the dealership, they did offer to fix it, but it was going to be $600 or $700. I found the part here on Amazon. I will put a link in the description. This is not the AC Delco part. It is a Hitachi part. I've read good reviews on this part, and just because the AC Delco part is the one that's having the issue throughout with all these Chevys, I figure I'll try a different brand of part here. I also have this Liquid Moly Ejectron. This is a fuel injector system cleaner. This is something that the dealership also recommended that they did for me. They were offering to clean the injectors and things like that, and so I'm going to try to run a can of this through and see if we can take care of that problem as well. So let's dig in here. This is a real simple repair, so let's get started. So this throttle body is actually quite a bit cheaper than the AC Delco brand, so hopefully it's just as good. I will say that most likely the throttle position sensor is the issue, which is this part right here, but whenever I do replacements like this, you can just order the throttle position sensor separately for cheaper. I think it's like $30 or $40, maybe even less than that. And that's fine. I'll put a link to that part in the description. Also, they have them on Amazon. You can get them 2-day shipping. But there is motors in here, as well as some gears and other things, part of the throttle body. And so whenever I do repairs like this, especially in a vehicle that's older, it's nice to just replace the whole part. Kind of have a little bit of peace of mind that we've got a new part in here and that nothing's going to go wrong. Just going to pop this plastic guard out of the way here. All right, so here is the culprit right here, and so we're going to just remove the intake using a nut runner and or a flathead screwdriver. We'll get at this part here. There should be a few bolts here, nuts to take off. Pop it off, pop the new one on. All right, so with this clip, we're just going to release this little plastic part here. Slide that out, and then it should pop right off. So we've got the two nuts on the top here. Don't drop those. And two bolts on the bottom. And this will pull straight off here. It's dirty. So the new part here does not come with a gasket, which I think it would be nice if it did, but I guess for $60 less than the other part, I probably could buy a gasket if I wanted to. We're just going to reuse this gasket. It looks like it's in decent shape, so I'm just going to pop the new one on. And I would say, just like any part with a gasket, it's probably good to kind of tighten things up in a cross pattern here, so we make sure we don't get the gasket bunched up on one side or the other. Get our intake put back on here. Get this injector cleaner put in here. All right, let's get it started up and see how it runs. There will be a little bit of a learning curve as the computer kind of learns the new part and dials everything in with the fuel efficiency and fuel mixture, air mixture, all that stuff. And so it might run a little rough at first here, but we should get going smooth, and hopefully we won't have that low engine power issue ever again. My wife doesn't let me in with the dirty boots on. Well, we are back in business. The SSL family mom's going to be very happy. Our family car's been out of commission for quite a while. We've been using the old farm truck, so this will be nice. Well, that seems to have totally resolved the issue, which is nice. Took it for a few test drives, started it, stopped it, rapid acceleration, you know, just gave it and hammered it and went as fast as I could and started and stopped and drove it for a few miles up and down the road, regular speeds. Everything seems to be running really good. So hopefully that will solve this issue once and for all. I'm looking around on the internet. This is a huge issue with these trucks. Those throttle body, throttle position sensors, mass airflow sensors, and this throttle body issue. And so hopefully this helps somebody out. As always, guys, a link will be in the description to all the parts that I used. I buy all my auto parts on Amazon. The Hitachi part that I bought that I put in here today was not quite half price, but quite a bit less expensive than the AC Delco part. I will put a link to both parts in the description. You can check them both out and make your own decision on which one you want to buy. I'll also put the fuel injector cleaner that I used. I have heard really good things about this. I haven't used it myself, so I can't really speak to how well it works, but I've heard really good things about this stuff. It's German-made fuel injector cleaner, so supposed to be pretty good. We'll see what happens with that. I always recommend trying to do this stuff yourself, guys. I know this stuff can seem complicated if you're not, you know, don't get into vehicles or automotive repair stuff a lot, but can be a very simple. This repair right here, buying the parts on Amazon, doing it myself, saved me almost $600 from what the dealer wanted to charge. I know I could use that money for a lot of other things, so always try to do it yourself if you can. Hopefully this helps you out, and as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.